Ever seen a combine harvester that practically drives itself?
No,
I'm
yeah.
talking GPS-guided,
Wow.
sensor-laden,
Yeah.
data crunching machines that are straight out of a sci-fi movie,
Yeah,
except it's real life.
it is real life.
We're diving into the world of agricultural equipment design engineering today,
Right.
and to help us navigate this fascinating field, we're using insights from RoleCatcher,
Oh,
a platform that's all about
yeah.
catching that dream career.
And it's not just about souped-up tractors. This field is where engineering muscle meets agricultural ingenuity.
Right.
You're designing everything from the tiniest sensor that measures soil moisture to massive irrigation systems that could span acres.
It's like engineering with a purpose. I mean, everyone's got to eat, right? But what really struck me in RoleCatcher's guide was the sheer scope of what these engineers do.
Wow.
It's way more than just tinkering in a workshop.
Absolutely. They're tackling global challenges like food security and sustainable farming practices. Take precision agriculture, for example.
Right.
We're talking about using drones, sensors, and
Yeah.
data analysis to optimize every aspect of farming,
Wow.
from planting to harvesting.
Right.
It's about doing more with less,
I see.
which is crucial in a world facing climate change and resource constraints.
That's what's so fascinating. This isn't your grandparents' farming equipment,
Right.
but all this high-tech wizardry can't be easy to design.
Uh-huh.
RoleCatcher does mention some potential downsides,
What?
like those notorious long hours.
Yeah, those harvest seasons don't wait for anyone.
Yeah.
But those long hours really highlight how crucial this work is to the global food supply.
Wow.
You're not just designing a product.
Okay.
You're directly impacting the livelihoods of farmers and the food security of entire communities.
Talk about pressure. But then again, who wouldn't want that kind of impact? It's not just a job.
Yep.
It's a chance to,
Yeah.
dare I say, help save the world
Yeah.
one perfectly calibrated tractor at a time.
I like it.
RoleCatcher also mentions the potential for travel in this field,
Okay.
which,
Yeah.
depending on your view, could be a pro or a con.
Definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But think about it. You could be traveling to cutting-edge research labs,
Oh,
collaborating with international teams,
right.
or even going out into the field to see your designs in action.
Oh, nice.
That hands-on experience,
Huh.
that global perspective,
Yeah.
it's invaluable in a field that's constantly evolving.
Okay, sign me up for the travel perks, but let's get real. What does it actually take to succeed in this field?
Okay.
RoleCatcher dives into the nitty-gritty of the skills required.
Wow.
And it's not just about being a gearhead, right?
You hit the nail on the head. While a solid engineering foundation is a must,
Uh-huh.
it goes way beyond that.
Okay.
Remember those critical thinking skills we've talked about on the show before? They're absolutely essential here.
Give me an example. How does critical thinking play out on, say, a farm in the middle of nowhere?
Picture this.
Yeah.
You're a newly minted agricultural equipment design engineer,
Okay.
and you get called out to a farm where a brand new high-tech irrigation system has gone haywire.
Oh, no.
You've got a field full of thirsty crops,
Oh, geez.
a frustrated farmer breathing down your neck.
And no tech support line to call?
Exactly.
That's
You need to
right.
think on your feet,
Right.
troubleshoot the problem,
Uh-huh.
maybe even improvise a solution using whatever's on hand.
Wow.
That's where those critical thinking skills,
Right.
that ability to analyze,
Yes.
adapt, and solve problems under pressure
Oh, I see.
become absolutely essential.
Okay, pressure's on. So not a job for the faint of heart.
For sure.
What else does RoleCatcher say is crucial for making it in this field?
One word. Curiosity.
Okay.
This isn't a field where you can just rest on what you learned in school.
Right.
Agricultural technology is advancing at a dizzying pace.
I bet.
So you need to be a lifelong learner,
Okay.
always digging into the latest research,
I see.
experimenting with new tools, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's like being a tech-savvy, agriculture-loving detective, always on the hunt for the next big breakthrough.
Exactly. And speaking of breakthroughs,
Yes.
one area that RoleCatcher really dives into is the world of CAD software and how it's revolutionizing agricultural equipment design.
Right.
We're not talking about your average drafting tools here.
Oh, I know. I once saw a documentary about how they use CAD software to design those massive futuristic greenhouses that look like something out of a Star Wars movie.
Precisely. And it goes way beyond just aesthetics.
Wow.
With CAD software, engineers
Yeah.
can create incredibly detailed 3D models,
Uh-huh.
simulate real-world conditions,
I see.
even test out different design variations virtually before anything gets built physically.
Talk about efficiency. But I'm guessing even the coolest 3D model can't replace good old-fashioned hands-on experience, right?
You're right. There's no substitute for getting your hands dirty,
Right.
literally. That's why RoleCatcher emphasizes the importance of those early career experiences.
Okay.
Internships,
Right.
co-op programs,
Uh-huh.
where you can apply what you've learned in the classroom to real-world challenges.
And that actually reminds me, RoleCatcher lays out these really detailed career paths.
Yeah.
Almost like a choose-your-own-adventure for aspiring engineers.
Right.
They go way beyond just listing job titles, though.
I was impressed by that, too.
Mm.
They paint a vivid picture of what you might actually be doing at each stage,
Right.
from entry-level to senior roles.
Okay.
For instance,
Yeah.
they highlighted how an entry-level engineer might spend a good chunk of their time on simulations and calculations.
Nice.
You're ensuring the structural integrity of a design,
Okay.
maybe running stress tests on a virtual model of a new type of plow blade.
So already making a real impact, even at the ground level.
That's right.
And speaking of ground level,
Yeah,
I love that RoleCatcher stresses the importance of field testing.
absolutely.
It's one thing to design something on a computer.
Sure.
It's another to see it perform in the real world.
Right. Absolutely. Those field tests are where the rubber meets the road, literally. And RoleCatcher uses a great example.
Okay.
Imagine you're part of a team developing a new autonomous harvesting robot.
Oh, cool.
Sure, you've run simulations,
Right.
but nothing beats seeing that robot navigate a field,
Wow.
identify ripe crops,
Okay.
and harvest them with precision,
Right.
all while collecting valuable data.
Wow.
In those moments, you see the tangible impact of your work.
It's like witnessing your digital creation come to life in the fields. I can only imagine the feeling. But as exciting as those hands-on experiences are,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher also highlights how important it is to develop those softer skills,
Right.
especially communication.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Okay.
You're not just working with equations and blueprints.
Uh-huh.
You're collaborating with teams of engineers,
Yeah.
explaining complex technical concepts to clients who might not have an engineering background,
I see.
and advocating for your design choices.
It's that engineer to farmer translation that's so crucial. You need to bridge that gap,
Right.
speak both languages.
For sure.
And as you progress in your career,
Yeah.
those communication and leadership skills become even more paramount, right?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher emphasizes that as you move into more senior positions,
Yeah.
you might be leading teams of engineers,
Okay.
presenting at industry conferences,
Mm-hmm.
even influencing policy decisions related to agricultural technology.
Wow. Okay.
And you can't do that effectively if you're holed up in a lab,
Right.
speaking only in technical jargon.
It's about stepping out from behind the computer screen and becoming an advocate, an ambassador for your work and for the field as a whole.
I like it.
Now, RoleCatcher also dives into some really specific skills,
Like what?
like data analysis.
Okay.
It seems like data is king in every industry these days.
It really does.
But how does it apply to designing farm equipment?
It's not just about crunching numbers.
Right.
It's about turning those numbers into actionable insights. I
Yeah.
imagine you're designing a new type of irrigation system
Okay.
by analyzing data from soil sensors,
Mhm.
weather patterns,
Right.
and crop yields.
Okay.
You can optimize that system to deliver the precise amount of water each plant needs
Wow.
at the exact right time.
So it's about efficiency,
Right.
sustainability,
Yeah.
almost like giving each plant a personalized watering schedule.
That's a great way to put it. And that kind of data-driven design wouldn't be possible without a deep understanding of agricultural principles.
You're right. It's that blend of engineering know-how and agricultural expertise that makes this field so unique.
For sure.
But let's not forget the business side of things.
True.
RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from the fact that even the coolest invention needs to be commercially viable.
Absolutely. In fact, they highlight financial literacy as a key skill for any aspiring agricultural equipment design engineer.
Right.
You need to understand things like budgets,
Okay.
cost analysis,
Mm.
return on investment, because
Right.
even the most brilliant design can fall flat if it's not financially feasible.
It's like you can design the world's most amazing self-driving tractor,
Right.
but if it costs like $1 zillion to manufacture,
Yeah,
no farmer's going to buy it.
exactly. And that's where those strong business acumen skills come into play.
Right.
You need to be able to make a compelling case for your designs,
Okay.
demonstrate their value proposition,
Yeah.
and navigate the financial realities of bringing a product to market.
It's almost like you're an entrepreneur as much as an engineer.
It is.
But even the savviest business mind needs to know how to navigate those all-important job interviews.
Right.
And RoleCatcher really shines when it comes to providing those tools and insights.
They really do. I was particularly impressed with their AI-powered tools for interview prep.
Okay.
It's not just about giving you a generic list of potential questions.
Right.
They go so much deeper than that.
Okay, you've got my attention. Tell me more about these AI-powered tools. How do they actually work? They sound almost too good to be true. Like,
Right. Yeah.
will it show up at the interview in my place?
Not quite, but it's pretty close to having a secret weapon.
Okay.
You feed the system a job description. Let's say it's for a junior-level role focused on irrigation systems.
Right.
RoleCatcher's AI then analyzes that description,
Okay.
cross-references it with their massive database of interview questions,
Mm-hmm.
and the actual company info.
Wait, so it knows what this specific company cares about?
That's the cool part.
Wow.
It's not generic advice,
Right.
it's tailored guidance.
Oh, yeah.
So for your irrigation system role,
Yeah.
it might highlight questions about water conservation techniques,
Okay.
specific software used in the field,
Right.
even the company's sustainability initiatives.
It's like having a crystal ball, but for job interviews.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm sold. But I bet RoleCatcher doesn't just leave you hanging with a list of questions and a good luck pat on the back.
You know, this show, we like the so what factor, and RoleCatcher delivers.
I knew
They
it.
give you insights into why an interviewer asks certain things.
Okay, like what?
For example, that
Yeah.
classic question,
What's that?
tell me about a time you failed.
Oh, God.
They explain it's not about looking for saints.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
about resilience.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
how do you handle setbacks?
Yeah.
Learn from mistakes?
Mm.
All that good stuff.
Exactly. RoleCatcher even provides sample responses,
Okay.
but not as a memorize this thing.
Right.
More like frameworks for structuring your thoughts.
Okay.
They emphasize storytelling, how to make your experience engaging and relevant.
Because nobody wants to hear a robot reciting textbook answers.
Right. They want to hear how you think,
Right.
how you approach challenges.
I see.
They even have tips on body language, which sounds silly.
Okay.
But honestly,
Oh, I'm the queen of awkward interview body language.
yeah,
Spill the tea.
okay. Simple thing,
Okay.
but they make a difference. Like,
Right.
like make eye contact even through a webcam if it's remote,
Right.
and try to project enthusiasm
Yeah.
even if you're internally panicking.
Oh, gosh.
They even suggest having a few questions prepared to ask at the end.
Which honestly is such a a power move.
It is.
It shows you're curious,
Right.
engaged,
Exactly.
not just waiting for them to say, you're hired.
Exactly. It flips the script a bit.
I like it.
But even beyond the interview,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher has this knowledge and learning section I found super valuable.
Okay, is this where they recommend we go get a PhD in agricultural robotics or something?
Thankfully, no. They're realistic.
Okay, good.
They highlight online courses,
Okay.
workshops,
Uh-huh.
even industry certifications that can boost your skills without needing years of additional schooling.
It's like that saying, never stop learning,
Right.
but they actually give you a roadmap for what to learn. This is why we love a good deep dive.
Yeah.
You go in thinking, a bit,
Right.
and you come out with a whole new to-do list.
Right. And they even suggest connecting with people already in the field.
Oh, nice.
Mentors.
Right.
Folks at companies you admire.
Okay.
That real-world insight is priceless.
It's like they're saying,
Yeah.
hey, the knowledge is out there. Here's how to find it. Here's how to use it. Speaking of knowledge,
Right.
we've covered a ton in today.
We have.
From those self-driving tractors to the importance of storytelling in job interviews, who knew agricultural equipment design was so multifaceted.
It's been quite a journey, and it really highlights how this field is at the crossroads of so many global challenges.
It's like,
Food security,
right.
climate change,
Yeah.
technological innovation.
And that brings me to my final big picture question for you and for our listeners.
Okay.
Imagine you have the ear of someone just starting their journey in this field. What advice would you give them about how to make a real positive impact in a world facing such complex issues?
That's a powerful question to end on.
It is.
I think I'd say this.
Okay.
Never lose sight of the human element.
That's a good one.
Yes, the technology is dazzling,
Right.
but at its core,
Yeah,
this field is about people.
I agree.
It's about understanding the challenges farmers face,
Right.
the needs of a growing global population,
Uh-huh.
and the responsibility we have to use our skills and knowledge to create a more sustainable and equitable future for everyone.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And on that note,
Yes,
we'll leave you with that thought, the power of human ingenuity to design a better future.
I like it.
One piece of innovative agricultural equipment at a time. This has been the deep dive,
It has.
and we'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration into a world you never thought you'd be so curious about.